You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
I want to appeal to my Japheth brother. I want you to hear something. You see the pain and dismay and disappointment that you feel now after watching Bill Barr, even more egregious than what Trump has done in the past 3 years. You see what you're feeling now? Are you in touch with your loss of belief in humanity and the Constitution and the rule of law and the political process? Do you see how you're feeling now? You people out there in the news media, Jeffrey Toobin, all that Wolf Blitzer, all of that, if you will, Anderson Cooper, Lawrence O'Donnell, Chris Matthews. You see what you're feeling now? Helpless. I mean, literally helpless. Take a good note, account of those emotions that you are presently experiencing and your sense of frustration. And let me introduce you. Black people have felt this way every day of their natural born lives. Did you know that? That's how black people feel every day of their lives. Everything that they have to deal with white people and their white justice system and the white economic system has made them feel the way you're feeling. Every day of the black man's life, he's had to feel this way. The way you're feeling now. Your sense of disappointment, your sense of disillusionment, your sense of how the hell could something as ugly as this just be swept away by one white man who's got power, protecting another white man who we know is the worst person that potentially ever walked planet Earth. Spread the word. And it may take you some time to adjust, but hear me. Hear me. It doesn't have to end this way. It doesn't have to end. But next time you see a Hamite brother, I said black man earlier because I know that's where you go, because maybe you may not know Hamite. But next time you see a Hamite or a black man, next time you see one, shake his hand and say, brother, I understand now. Tell him, I understand. Go to the prisons and say, brother, I understand now. I understand. Go to the ghettos and walk the streets of the ghettos and say, brother, I understand. I understand. Come up here to Harlem and watch how the homosexuals have taken over this community. I said, brother, I understand. You walk, you white people, men and women. Make note. Make sure that you register what you're feeling right now in terms of disappointment and disillusionment. And say, I once was blind to the black man's troubles, but now I see. I once was lost, but now I am found. I understand. I now understand. And I'm going to work with the good Dr. Manning. I'm going to work with him to try to help to make sure that justice does not die. I have to add this caveat, though, that we're in a tribulation. And all of this has been prophesied and written on the stars of heaven for many, many years. So there's precious little we can do to stop the tribulation. But I think that you need not meet your maker Jesus without having understanding what your brother has gone through for years. You know how many men and men who are sitting in prison where a white police officer got up and just lied on him and threw his butt in jail for the rest of his life? Or how many judges sat there on a bench with women's underwear and looked at the black man and looked at his thick nose, his big nose and his thick lips and his kinky hair and just hated him because he's got a big nose and thick lips and black skin and threw the book at him. And he's now sitting in prison. Innocent. Didn't do it. Cops lied. The prosecutor lied. The way Bill Barr lied. And yet, he's sitting in prison. Go to the prisons and feel the pain. And you'll understand what your brother has gone through for years. Yeah, he has survived. he has survived. But we can learn a lot today. We can make Bill Barr and Tribulation Trump pay, and they will. No, they will. This is not the end. Not in any measurable way is this ever the end. But I'm going to conclude by saying, never judge another black man about anything until you walk a mile in his shoes. Is it possible now that God in his infinite wisdom has put the white man in the black man's shoes now, so that he can see what he's been doing to black people all the days of his life is now being done to him? Is it possible that God can use this and use this as a message? Ask yourself that if you're white. Ask yourself that. I require just one thing, that you spread this word. Post this up. Send it to as many people as you possibly can. This segment I just taught. You want to defeat Trump? You're not going to defeat him with what you hear on the MSNBC or CNN or NBC or Meet the Press or Good Morning America. They don't have any power, those people. You want to defeat him? Spread this word that you've just heard and this truth that I've just taught. I'm James David Manning, everybody. I'm the Lord's servant. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.